It's 2:47 a.m. when the phone starts vibrating against your bedside table. You don't wake up confused. You don't hesitate. You already know this call doesn't come unless something has gone wrong somewhere you're not supposed to know exists. You let it buzz twice more before picking up. No greeting, just a voice you've never heard before, calm and precise. Report to the location in your file, now. The line goes dead. You sit up in the dark, heart steady, not racing. That's the first thing they trained you to control: your reactions. Your life until this moment has been ordinary on the surface. A desk job, a small apartment, no close friends, no digital footprint worth noticing. Everything about you was curated long before you knew why. You open the drawer beneath your bed. There's a sealed envelope you were told never to open unless you received a call exactly like this one. You break the seal. Inside is a single keycard, a location, and a time. 3:30 a.m. You're already late. The building looks abandoned. Concrete walls stained by time, no signage, no lights except a single flickering bulb above a steel door. It doesn't feel like the start of something important. It feels like the end of something you don't understand yet. You swipe the card. The door unlocks with a clean mechanical click. Inside, everything changes. Bright white corridors, cameras in every corner, silent guards who don't look at you but know exactly who you are. You're guided without words, moving deeper, further away from anything that resembles your old life. A man is waiting in a glass room. Mid-50s, no insignia, no name. Zit. You do. He slides a folder across the table. You've already been selected. Tonight is just confirmation. You open the folder. It contains your entire life, every detail, every decision, every moment you thought no one saw. We've been watching you for 12 years. Your throat tightens but you say nothing. That restraint, he says, watching your reaction, is exactly why you're here. He leans forward slightly. You're being recruited into an intelligence structure that does not officially exist. No name, no oversight, no recognition. You absorb the words slowly. If you accept, he continues, your previous life ends permanently. You don't go home, you don't contact anyone, you don't ask questions you're not cleared to ask. And if I do, you ask. He doesn't answer immediately. Then quietly, you already did. Level 1 begins without ceremony. No badge, no title. Just instructions. You are not an agent, not yet, you are an observer. For the next 90 days, you learn how to disappear. Not physically, digitally, emotionally, systematically. They strip your habits apart piece by piece. The way you walk, the way you speak, the micro-expressions you don't even realize you make. Every weakness is identified, every reaction is mapped. You're taught to sit in a room for hours without moving, to maintain eye contact without aggression, to lie without hesitation. They show you surveillance footage of people you've never met. Tell me who's dangerous. At first you guess. You're wrong. Again and again. But slowly patterns start to emerge. The hesitation before movement, the shift in posture, the absence of fear where fear should exist. You start seeing things most people miss. That's when they move you forward. Level 2. Now you're useful. You're assigned your first controlled operation. Low risk, high observation. You're placed in a foreign city with a simple task: track a target without being detected. No backup. No direct contact. If you're compromised, you're on your own. The target doesn't look like a threat. That's the point. You follow from a distance, blending into crowds, adjusting pace, never too close, never too far. Hours turn into days. You start noticing routines. Coffee at 8:10. Same corner table. Phone always face down. You report everything. Then the instruction changes. Make contact. Your pulse shifts slightly. This is the line. You approach naturally, casual, controlled. You speak. They respond. Normal conversation. But beneath it, something else is happening. They're assessing you too. You feel it. That tension. That silent evaluation. When it's over, you walk away without looking back. Hours later, you receive confirmation. Target classified, you passed. You don't ask what that means. You're learning not to. Level 3. You're no longer observing. You're influencing. Now the operations carry weight. Financial systems, political leverage, quiet manipulations that never make headlines but change outcomes. You're given access to accounts that don't officially exist. Numbers that don't feel real. Millions moving with a few keystrokes. You don't question the source. You don't question the destination. You execute. You begin to understand the scale. This isn't intelligence gathering. This is control. Subtle, invisible, absolute. You're assigned handlers now. They don't introduce themselves. They don't need to. Every instruction comes through secure channels. Every mission builds on the last. You start recognizing patterns in global events. A sudden resignation. A market shift. A conflict that ends too quickly. You see the fingerprints. Not publicly, but internally. And for the first time, a thought crosses your mind. How deep does this go? You don't ask. Because you already know the answer will change everything. Level 4. Now you're trusted. That's when it becomes dangerous. You're brought into a briefing room unlike the others. No glass walls. No cameras visible. Just a table. And 3 people you've never seen before. One of them speaks. You're being cleared for black operations. The words hang in the air. From this point forward, deniability is absolute. If anything goes wrong, you do not exist. You nod once. That's enough. The mission's chain. Faster. Darker. You're no longer just influencing outcomes. You're creating them. A diplomat who suddenly withdraws from negotiations. A CEO who steps down overnight. A journalist who stops asking questions. Each operation is precise. Minimal exposure. Maximum impact. You're given new tools. Access levels increase. You can enter systems that shouldn't be accessible. You can see files that were never meant to be opened. And then one day, you see something you weren't supposed to. A file. Unmarked, but flagged internally. You hesitate. Just for a second. Then you open it. Inside is a list. Names. High-ranking. Global. People you recognize. Leaders. Influencers. Figures of power. Next to each name. Status indicators. Active. Inactive. Terminated. Your chest tightens. You scroll further. And then you see it. A name you weren't expecting. Someone you thought was untouchable. Marked inactive. You remember the news. The sudden illness. The official statement. Now you understand. You close the file. But it's too late. The system already knows you accessed it. Level 5. There's no promotion announcement. No acknowledgement. Just silence. And then, a message. Report immediately. The room feels different this time. He's there again. The man from the beginning. He studies you carefully. You've progressed faster than expected. You say nothing. You access something outside your clearance. Your pulse remains steady. Yes. A pause. Long enough to feel intentional. Then, good. You don't react. That means you're ready. Ready for what? He stands. For the next level, there are no more instructions, no more handlers. You operate independently. The weight of that settles slowly. You will receive objectives. How you achieve them is your decision. And the limits, you ask. He looks at you directly. There are none. This is where everything changes. No structure. No safety net. Just outcomes. You begin operating in a different space entirely. You're not following orders anymore. You're shaping them. Your decisions ripple outward. Faster. Wider. More permanent. You start seeing people differently. Not as individuals. As variables. Assets. Risk. Leverage points. The psychological shift is subtle at first. Then complete. You don't hesitate anymore. You don't second guess. You act. And things happen. Governments shift direction. Corporations collapse. Conflicts ignite or disappear. You're no longer inside the system. You are part of the system. But something else starts happening. Small things. Delays in communication. Unusual activity in your access logs. Files that disappear after you open them. At first you ignore it. Then it becomes impossible to ignore. You're being watched. Not monitored. Observed. Evaluated. The same way you used to observe others. The realization settles in slowly. There's another level. Above you. Always has been. You try to trace it. Carefully. Quietly. But every path leads nowhere. Dead ends. Loopbacks. False signals. It's designed that way. Then one night, you receive a message with no origin. No encryption signature. Just text. You're asking the wrong questions. Your hands pause above the screen. This shouldn't be possible. You reply anyway. Then what should I be asking? The response comes instantly. Why you were really chosen? That question stays with you. Through every operation. Every decision. Every consequence. You start reviewing your past. Not just what you did, but what you didn't do. The patterns. The restraint. The control. You weren't selected for your skills. You were selected for your limits. Or the lack of them. Another message arrives days later. Next objective, stand down. You read it twice. Stand down. That's never happened before. No explanation. No details. Just silence after. You wait. Hours. Then days. Nothing. For the first time since this began. You have no instructions. No direction. No purpose. And that's when it hits you. This isn't a pause. It's a test. Because in this system, the moment you stop acting, you become the variable. And variables get removed. You sit in the quiet, staring at a world you now understand too well. Every system, every structure, every hidden layer beneath what people think is real. You could walk away, disappear, try to rebuild something normal. But you already know. There's no outside anymore. Only different levels of inside. The screen lights up again. One final message. No sender. No trace. You're ready to see us. You don't move. Not yet. Because for the first time since that phone call at 2:47 a.m., you hesitate. And somewhere far above everything you've touched, someone is watching to see what you do next.